The ascent of a leader, from KGB to Kremlin. Vladimir Putin's journey to the helm of Russia is a study in ambition and strategy. He found purpose in the KGB, the Soviet Union's security agency. After the Soviet collapse, Putin entered politics, rising quickly. In 1999, Yeltsin appointed Putin prime minister. When Yeltsin resigned, Putin became acting president, solidifying his power. He projected strength, promising to restore order and revive Russia. Putin's political playbook, centralization and control. Central to Putin's strategy is power consolidation in the Kremlin. He weakened independent institutions, controlled media, and silenced critics. His rule blends authoritarianism and populism, appealing to stability and national pride. Putin uses nationalism and patriotism to bolster his legitimacy. Triumphs and controversies, a mixed legacy. Putin's long reign has been marked by both notable achievements and deep controversies. He is credited with stabilizing Russia after the chaos of the 1990s, restoring economic growth and reasserting Russia's influence on the global stage. However, these accomplishments have come at a high cost, with human rights violations, suppression of dissent, and a shrinking space for democratic values. The annexation of Crimea and the ongoing war in eastern Ukraine have drawn international condemnation and sanctions against Russia. Putin's government has been accused of meddling in foreign elections, carrying out cyber attacks and targeting dissidents abroad. These actions have further isolated Russia and damaged its reputation on the world stage. Despite the controversies, Putin remains a popular figure in Russia. His supporters view him as a strong leader who has restored Russia's pride and protected its interests. His critics, however, see him as an autocrat who has eroded democratic institutions and led Russia down a dangerous path. Russia's resurgence in Ukraine has entered a new and dangerous phase in recent months. The conflict, simmering since 2014, has seen Russian forces making significant gains in eastern Ukraine, capturing strategic towns and cities. This brutal war of attrition has led to heavy losses on both sides. Putin's calculus in Ukraine remains unclear. Some analysts believe he is seeking to establish a land bridge to Crimea and consolidate control over the Donbas region. Others argue that his ultimate goal is to destabilize Ukraine and prevent it from aligning with the West. Regardless of his objectives, the conflict has had devastating consequences for Ukraine and destabilized the entire region. The outcome of the conflict remains uncertain. The West has provided Ukraine with significant military and financial aid, but Russia has shown no signs of backing down. This conflict has the potential to escalate further, drawing in NATO and raising the specter of a wider European war. Recent revelations have shed light on Putin's efforts to cultivate relationships with influential figures outside of Russia. Reports of frequent communications between Putin and Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, have raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest and undue influence. While the nature of their conversations remains unclear, the fact that they are taking place at all underscores Putin's desire to engage with key players in technology and business. Meanwhile, the recent election in Georgia, a former Soviet republic with aspirations of joining the European Union, has highlighted Russia's enduring influence in its near abroad. The victory of the ruling Georgian Dream Party, widely seen as pro-Russian, has raised concerns about democratic backsliding and the Kremlin's efforts to maintain its grip on the region. These developments suggest that Putin is pursuing a multi-pronged strategy to advance Russian interests. He's seeking to build relationships with influential figures in the West, while simultaneously working to undermine Western institutions and expand Russia's influence in its neighboring countries. Vladimir Putin's shadow looms large over Eastern Europe, shaping the region's political landscape and casting a long shadow over its future. His actions have had a profound impact on the region, fueling tensions, undermining democratic institutions, and raising the specter of conflict. The future of Eastern Europe remains uncertain. The war in Ukraine, Russia's assertive foreign policy, and the rise of authoritarianism within the region pose significant challenges to stability and security. The outcome of these challenges will have far-reaching consequences, not only for Eastern Europe but for the international order as a whole. As Putin's reign continues, it is essential to grapple with the complex legacy he will leave behind. His actions have fundamentally reshaped the geopolitical landscape, and their consequences will continue to be felt for generations to come. Understanding Putin's motivations, strategies, and impact is crucial for navigating the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in a world grappling with the resurgence of great power competition.